Welcome to the second of 3 videos featuring Office 2013 and the Outlook desktop client. So in this video, we're going to pay close attention to the features of the Mailbox. Now remember, Outlook has Mail, Calendar, and Peoples, and in this video, we're going to learn about sending, replying, and forwarding, BCC, search and sort, categorizing in cabinets, deleting, and archiving. So let's start with sending a message. Go up here to New Mail, click on that, and a pop-out window will appear that has all of the command tasks you need to send your message. If you have the ribbon turned on, you'll see something that looks like this, and you'll click on New Mail right here. Now notice I clicked on 2 messages, and I lost the first one, but let's say I was working on that one. If you go down to the Outlook icon on your taskbar, you can see that I have several messages that I've started to open, and I can move between those 3 messages, or simply go back to my mailbox. So that's a feature that we see in Windows 7. Keeps all your tabs organized and nested down there. So I'm going to go to the message that I was working on. I'm going to send this to Emily. Her name will populate. Now you might not see the BCC field on yours, so let me show you how to turn that on. When you're in the message, now remember I'm in a pop-out message window. When you're in here, you're going to go to Options, and then here's the BCC field. So click it once, turn it on, or turn it off. Once it's on for good, and you don't have to do this again in any of your messages. So let's say I'm interrupted. I was typing Emily a message, and the bell's about to ring, and I don't have time to finish this, but I want to close my computer. I'm simply going to X this message out. I get the option to save it, and it's going to go into my draft folder. So you can kind of see how many times I've done takes on this video. This is the 4th time. So there are 4 messages that I want to send out to Emily, and I can go back at any time and finish working on them. This is a good habit to develop, to just occasionally scan that draft folder to make sure that there's nothing in there that you didn't mean for it to go in. Sometimes I've thought I've sent messages and they didn't go through. We also want to look at replying and forwarding. Now, if you have the preview pane still enabled, you can do that right from this window. Simply press reply, and you have all the options. Notice the BCC field is on because I turned that on from before. I can discard this if I don't want to work on it anymore. But I also have the option to pop it out. So if I do pop it out, now notice if I'm working here, I can't reply with an attachment. But let's say during this thread of conversations, I had the file that needed to be attached. I'm going to click pop out, and now I have all the features again. So the preview pane is really nice for those quick replies that you need to do. But again, if you need to do some more customization or add to it, use the pop out window. You can also forward from here. And again, pop out if you need to. The other thing that's really nice is when you're actually looking at your messages, you have the mouse action of being able to click on things or right-click on things for more features. So let's say I read Freena's message earlier about Tammy Jackson, and I read it, but I need to process it. So I want to mark it as unread. I can click right here, and now it stays as unread. So at the end of the day, as I sort through my messages and read things, I may go back and mark things as unread so I can deal with them later at the end of school. So now I can go back to my unread category, and I can look at all the messages that I may have seen but need to do something with, which is nice. So that's an easy way to sort your messages. Another way to search is actually to use the search bar here. So let's see if I want to find a message that I sent to Emily. I'm going to go to search, and notice that 2 new tabs appeared up on my ribbon even though it's hidden. If I click on this one, here are all these tools on a search ribbon that is brand new. I also have a new ribbon under Compose that appeared. So as you're working, Microsoft tries to stay in the background and just give you the tools that you need. So I'm going to unpin that and hide that ribbon because I don't need that one right now. But it would give me all the options to search. So if I hit enter, I'm going to start to see all the messages that I was looking for that dealt with Emily. So now all the messages in here are something that dealt with Emily. Now I have a couple more options. What if I just want to see the messages that Emily sent? So now when I search, I should choose. Am I looking for the keyword Emily? Am I looking for from Emily? And so you can pick as they drop down there and then exit out to finish. The other thing that's interesting is categorizing. So I'm going to turn back on my ribbon, pin it to the taskbar. Now when you process mail, let's say I see this one here is from the ticket system. I'm going to mark this as urgent. So I'm going to mark it as orange. I'm going to say yes. And now this message gets tagged as urgent. So if I wanted to search for all the urgent messages, as I categorize them, I can find them. But if you look at my categories, I have DO, LCE, LCHS, PCR, and PCY. That's how I'm keeping my mail straight, is through that color coding system. Again, this is something that you have the option to do but don't have to do. Let's look back at our list. So we've searched and sorted, we've talked about categorizing, and let's look at cabinets. Now cabinets are over here on the left-hand side. We do get a lot of mail, and because we have less restrictions on how much mail we can store, you don't really have to delete everything anymore. So something you may want to do is start organizing it by cabinets. You may want to organize it by year. You may want to organize it by, if you're at the high school, a course, or you may organize it by a period. You may want to keep the mail from your principal in one place. You may want to keep all the letters you send home to parents in one place. So you have an infinite amount of options here. To add a new cabinet, simply right-click, and then you're going to go to New Folder. I'm going to call this one Tech Lights, so I can keep track of all the messages I'm getting from the Tech Lights. Type in the name, hit enter, and now you have a new folder. So I see that Jennifer Zine accepted a message from me. Let's say this was really important and I wanted to keep it. Click and hold, and I can drag and drop right into the Tech Lights folder. So because I haven't read it, it's going to show up with a bold number 1. That indicates that in these folders there's messages that I haven't dealt with, which is a handy way to keep yourself organized. If I click on that folder, now I'm going to see Jennifer Zine's email. So that's how the cabinet works. And then lastly, just to recap, we've looked at sending and receiving. Sending and receiving. We didn't. Hold on. Sending, receiving. If you think your mail's stuck and you're not seeing what you want to see, click right here on the Send Receive folder, and that will update everything for you. There are default settings at about 30 minutes for your mail to come through, just to not overload our server, but we're happy to teach you how to change that to about 5 minutes so you get your mail a little bit faster. But let's say you're impatient and you sent something and you know it should be coming, just click this Send Receive button here and it will happen. So again, that's under the Send Receive tab on the ribbon. BCC, we turned that on. We've looked at categorizing in cabinets and deleting. And deleting is right here on the message itself. So just go right here and click the X, and then off it goes. If you delete anything by mistake, you can always find it in your deleted items cabinet until you turn that off. Hope this helps, and off to the next video.